Okay, Divine Feminines, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back, Collective. Welcome back to Love, Light, and Life Affirmed, your daily affirmations for self-love and growth. Divine Feminine, this is your weekly check-in, you guys. This is just going to be what you are currently feeling about your Divine Masculine or about a masculine that's currently in your energy. This is how you currently feel about them at this time. Okay, you guys? So let's see. And Divine Feminine, if you didn't check out the Divine Masculine message, you should check that out so that you can see how they feel about you at this time. All right, guys. All right, Divine Feminine, how are you feeling about the Divine Masculine on your mind? The Divine Masculine you are currently connected to. What's going on? Welcome back, current followers and subscribers. Welcome in all new followers and subscribers. Welcome to the channel, you guys. Let's see, Divine Feminines. What's going on? What are your thoughts right now about your Divine Masculine? You feel like they self-sabotage the situation with you guys? So maybe this is somebody that you're not currently in connections with at this time. Or you feel like this is a person that you are connected to that is currently trying to self-sabotage the situation you have going on with them. You feel like they're judging you or the situation, giving away their power to other people. They're focusing on the negative aspects of the situation. And I feel like, since they have this angel and devil on their shoulder, there's somebody in your Divine Masculine's life. This could be a group of people, family members, whoever it is, that's making them question what you guys have. They're making them question if this connection is good for them, making them question probably what they already know in their heart. But you might be dealing with somebody, Divine Feminine, who maybe don't have a backbone, maybe don't know how to make their own decisions, maybe don't know how to stand on their own 2 feet, and they depend on the opinions of others to, tell them what to do, unfortunately. So the stuff that they're hearing external to you, Divine Feminine, is causing them to build up walls around their heart in regards to you. And I feel like you're feeling them pull back from you. Yeah, this kind of came out sideways, but this is balance. So the balance between the two of you is kind of going like this right now. Okay. And that makes sense with the self-sabotage energy that they are in, right? If they are allowing other people to make them question the true balance between the two of you, it means that their mind is in two different places. Okay. Because if they were in balance, right, your connection would feel harmonious. You would feel like you guys were on the same page. You would feel like, they would communicate with you if they got something going on. You could be there for them. They could be there for you, right? But I feel like you can feel them holding back a little bit, starting to question things more, starting not to believe the things that you say. And again, that's because they have somebody in the background. Either you know or you don't know. Okay, so be mindful, right? These could be people at work that you don't even know that work with them if you guys don't work in the same place, right? That they talk to about your connection. These people probably don't know you from a can of paint, but right, if they make this person feel like, they're silly for thinking that if something's going to work with you, or making them question the quality of the connection, this is starting to put your connection probably into an imbalance. What else is going on with the person on Divine Feminine's mind? Yeah, lessons in reverse. Yeah, this person's not learning either. I feel like you're dealing with somebody who really can't see the obvious. Again, I feel like you might be dealing with somebody who's a little bit insecure. So it takes them forever to figure things out when it comes to people. I feel like they have to go through a situation over and over and over again, and they probably still don't learn the lesson. Basically, meaning, I feel like they have some people in their life that have probably made them self-sabotage previous connections, but they don't see the pattern yet. And it's a tough situation to be in because as the person that's connected to them, I feel like if these are people that I feel like you see this is exactly what's happening. But unfortunately, if you were to tell the person, right, your divine masculine, hey, those people that you think are friends, those people who are, making you question our connection, are just out to sabotage the connection because they don't want you to be happy, they probably would think something was wrong with you, right? It would make them further question your connection and possibly turn it more into more of an imbalance, right? So I feel like it's a tough situation to be in because you would have a choice to make. Some of you guys might be open to communicating this, but it could be at a cost. But then the other side of it is if they don't get it, if they don't see the pattern, if they don't learn the lesson, right? They could also allow this connection to be lost because of other people again. But I can guarantee you this is probably something this divine masculine has been through before, and possibly if it's family with the same people. Yeah. Confirmation. There's a honk outside you guys can hear. Yeah. This is a pattern that they deal with. So I feel like, yeah, they have these karmic people in their lives. And I feel like they are constantly questioning connections that are good for them, but they are attaching themselves to karmic individuals, karmic people, again, that are supposed to be lessons. But I feel like this is a divine masculine that's not seeing the lesson. They're not seeing the pattern. So they keep putting themselves in the same situations. They haven't broken this pattern. And again, this could be a family pattern, a pattern, amongst a friend group, whatever it may be. But yeah, this person has some karmic people in their life in the background that are making them question your connection. What else? Yeah. No reconciliation. So again, this is a connection that you are no longer in with this particular person. And they self-sabotage. This is something that's happened already in the past. Now that I see this reconciliation in the reverse. So this is a situation where you were with someone, you guys started out in an amazing balance with each other, you had a great connection, but they allowed these karmic individuals in their life a repeated pattern that this divine masculine is not seeing. They allowed these same people in their life to break up this connection. And now you're at the point where you don't feel like you want to reconcile because you don't want to put yourself back into that energy. And because it seems like this divine masculine is most likely is still connected to these karmic people in their lives. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, see? Wow. And this was your connection. This was your person. This was your person. Yep. And self-critical in the reverse. You didn't even have that high of expectations from them, divine feminine. You really didn't expect that much. I think you just expected them to balance with you, right? To come in equal give and take. I feel like you wanted to be this person's best friend. I feel like you wanted to motivate this person. And I feel like you saw these karmic people in their lives. And I feel like you were praying and hoping that their eyes opened after meeting you. I feel like you prayed that this person would eventually see what you saw, but unfortunately, they didn't. And I felt like for your own sanity, divine feminine, you had to walk away from this individual. And I feel like it was very heartbreaking for you because you see how kind of a heart this person has. And I feel like you know that everybody else in their life sees how great of a heart they have. And you see how these people literally are able to easily influence the decisions of this person because they know that they have a soft heart. Wow, divine feminine. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but but at some point you had to save yourself, right? At some point you had to say, okay, I can continue to stay here. Yeah, I feel like you were divinely guided to walk away from this. Yeah, guidance. Your ancestors, your higher self was like, okay, your spirit team, your friends, your family, they were just like, hey, there's nothing that you can do to get this person to see your worth. Are you going to continue to stick around, stay with this person, allowing them to continue to break your heart because they are listening to these karmic people in their life? Because with this type of connection, I feel like you were also mirroring this person. You wanted them to grow. You saw their inner wounds. Even if they didn't talk about them, you could see based on the type of connections this person was used to, where they were hurting, how they were self-critical of themselves. This is why you never judged them. You never talked bad about them. You always tried to uplift them. But eventually you had to take care of yourself. You had to walk away because it was going to lead to your heartbreak. Because again, you were dealing with somebody who was easily influenced by the people in their lives. And I know it broke your heart, Divine Feminine. Yeah, yeah, this is what you started to understand. And you wish that your Divine Masculine would gain that same level of knowledge. You wanted to share your guidance with them. You wanted to tell them how to heal, how to grow, how to evolve, because you saw their potential. You saw their intelligence. I felt like you fell in love with their intellect, with their mind. Yes, they look good, and they had all the other amazing things that, divine masculine, you know, would have. But I feel like it was more than that, divine feminine. I feel like this was more of, this is my ride or die. This is my twin. This is my soul bond. This is my connection. And I know that it has a purpose. I feel like you saw this connection as having a purpose. And I know that they did too. And that is why they question it. That is why they allowed other people to come in and make them question it, because they felt it like you, but they didn't trust it. And I feel like as you were gaining more spiritual knowledge, you were growing in your faith, I feel like it also made them question you, because maybe they didn't come from the same type of background. Yeah, with family here. They did, yeah. You desire to have a family with them, and they with you, divine feminine. This is how they saw you. This person likes the ocean, they love the beach, but they are constantly dealing with karmic ties in their family, in their friendship groups. Or you have somebody who already had kids or a family with a karmic partner, so they couldn't walk away, or they didn't have the strength to walk away from them in order to have that connection with you. Either way, they were not able to be strong enough to be there for you, no matter how strong the bond was. And like I said, your spirit team, your guidance came that let you know, that gave you that knowledge, that gave you a clear picture of the situation. It was not going to improve no matter how much you poured into this person, unless they decided that's also what they wanted. Yeah, my right hand is itching. Divine Feminine, you guys got some money coming in. Side note. Side note, promotion, a raise, or something. But yeah, I feel like this person saw family with you. This person has a lot of passion for you. And I feel like now that you walked away, this person cries for you. And I feel like you know this, divine feminine. You know how they're feeling. Even if you guys have not, yeah, see, even if you guys have not even been in communication with each other, you know that this person thinks about you all the time. Contemplation. Yeah, they think about the fact that they didn't take a chance. Contemplation, chance. Wanting to take a leap of faith. This is what their thoughts are. The fact that they did not take that leap of faith with you, divine feminine. This is what they think about. And when they sit and think about it, they cry. They think about their life and their choices and how they let other people constantly make choices for them. But at the same time, it seems like they don't get the lesson from that. They haven't learned the lesson, how every single time they don't listen to their own heart, their own intuition, right? Their own mind, they lose out on amazing people in their life, amazing partnerships, friendships, people who would never take them for granted and not use them. But this person has such deep abandonment wounds, divine feminine. They have such deep abandonment wounds. Wow. They're terrified of being alone. Put this here. They are terrified of being alone. So they would rather be connected to karmic people if it means just having someone. And this is definitely something from childhood. I feel like you might be dealing with someone who's an only child. There's a huge codependency here, especially when it comes to their family dynamic. So they would rather have the illusion of a family dynamic, of a connection. And I can guarantee you, this person has probably been threatened. They probably were told, if you choose to go with you, divine feminine, that they would lose their family. I could see that too. That's probably something that they never told you, that you were not aware of. Yeah. Confirmation. This is the mentality they wanted them to be in, that lack mentality. There you go. Confirmation. They constantly have them in this mindset of what they wouldn't have if they walked away and chose you, divine feminine. This is what was unknown. Yeah, look at that. Worthy in the reverse. They felt unworthy to be with you, or their karmic partnerships and family made them feel like they were not worthy enough to be with somebody like you, that you would eventually walk away from them and leave you in lack, and leave eventually a divine feminine, you would leave them in lack. You would abandon them once you figured out they were unworthy of you. This is what the people in their life had them thinking about you. But this person no longer wants to be trapped. They no longer want to overthink, but they don't know what to do. They don't know how to plan to move on, to do anything different. Wow. And I feel like intuitively, you know this. Yeah, you know this, divine feminine. You're confident about what you know, about the knowledge you have, about your masculine. Like I said, you guys are twin connections, your soul connections. You guys probably speak to each other telepathically. You probably see each other's in your dreams. But thank you, Spirit. I love when you confirm for me. I appreciate you guys so much. See? Telepathy. I feel like you guys are able to hear each other's thoughts. I feel like you converse mentally. You sense each other, feelings, your moods. This is why this person wants to walk away from this commitment that they're in. Like I said, I feel like they are connected to another. And I feel like even if that's not a marriage, I feel like it's the connection they have with their family bond, this family connection they have. I feel like these are the karmic people in their lives that keep them stuck, that make them question their own abilities. I feel like you're dealing with somebody, divine feminine, who has amazing abilities, spiritual abilities, but their family has kept them suppressed. Again, making them constantly feel lack, unworthy, feeling like one wrong decision will make them lose out on everything and they will be alone. And they know that's what they fear. And I feel like it hurts you that you can't be there for them, divine feminine. Wow. That's sad. See? Look at that. Marriage in the reverse, confirming commitment in the reverse, and awakening. This person is now awakened to the fact that, yeah, thank you for the honk, spirit outside. This person has awakened to the fact that they no longer want to be in their marriage. They no longer want to be connected to a situation that makes them feel lack, that makes them feel unworthy, because they know how amazing divine feminine you made them feel. You made them feel like they could do anything, that they can go after their dreams. You were always supportive. You were always there to talk to them without judgment. You didn't hold things over their head to make them feel like shit. You were truly just there for them, even if it was just as a friendship. Because I feel like if this person is currently in a marriage that they're trying to get out of, you guys never stepped over those boundaries. But I feel like you had a mental and emotional connection for sure. And it was a strong one, obviously. And it still is, even if you guys have been apart. You guys still think about each other. Anything else, divine feminine, as far as how you're feeling about your divine masculine at this time? But yeah, they're going through this awakening, and it's tearing them up right now, because I feel like this is something that they really want, but I feel like they don't have a plan, and I feel like they feel stuck. And I feel like you know that too, divine feminine. There's nothing that you can do about that, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah. They're hurting, divine feminine. They're feeling the loss of you. If this person has gotten out of this previous marriage, they're grieving that too. You know, we can never disregard, even if the marriage didn't end up in the way that they wanted, you can never disregard the fact that at some point there was some type of love there. Maybe it was never truly a real connection. Maybe it was just a partnership. Maybe it was just something convenient. Whatever the case may be, to be with somebody, there has to be some level of love. So either way, whether this is them grieving over you, divine feminine, which I know for sure they are, that's not even a question. But I feel like they're also grieving this past connection, or this connection they're walking away from. Yeah, they still have that passion for you. That is for sure. Any final thoughts? Yeah, they're over it. Yeah, third party in the reverse, they're over it. They want to be open with you. Anything else? So, from your divine masculine, divine feminine? Yeah, they're going through it. I feel like they are realizing that they've been just numbing their pain. Oh, does this one flip? Hold on. Wow. Rebounds. So some of them, divine feminine, have been using rebounds and numbing their pain to try to get over the situation with you guys. Wow. Yeah, because that's what they're comfortable with. They know that with you, divine feminine, you would require them to grow. And for some of you, divine feminines, not all of you, because some of the divine masculines have actually gone through the process. They are walking away from these karmic relationships. They are healing. But for some of you guys, some of them are stuck in these toxic addictions and cycles with rebounds, because it's what they're comfortable with. And that is because of that feeling of unworthiness. Wow. Okay. Last thoughts, divine feminine. Oh, wow. That's a lot. I'll take it. Neglect wounds. Like I said, you're dealing with a divine masculine who struggles to let go of things. And I feel like that's why they were stuck so long in these karmic cycles with these karmic partners, family, friends, whatever it may be. They struggle to say no. And the people in their life have always known this about them, because they have a fear of being abandoned. They have low self worth. They get angry easily because of the repressed emotions that they feel. I feel like Divine Feminine, with this connection, this person literally felt safe with you. They didn't feel like they needed to be angry because they knew that you never were trying to take them for granted, take advantage of them. This person's at a crossroads, trying to decide either to go left, back to what they know, to keep choosing rebounds, toxic addictions, karmic partners, or whether to go right and come back towards you, work on their healing, stop fearing abandonment, especially if you guys were able to reconcile. They would never feel alone because you guys are a twin flame connection or a true soul bond. But this person has a lot of deep diving to do in regards to their inner wounds that you cannot heal, Divine Feminine, no matter how much you love them. That is always going to be a choice that they have to make, period. This person has been getting signs. They've been seeing angel numbers. They've been getting guidance. They're ignoring them right now, but the signs have been there. Yep. They no longer have clouded thinking. They have clarity. But you are still dealing with somebody who doesn't have the courage yet, Divine Feminine, unfortunately. It may take them a while. You may hear from this person soon for some of you guys, Divine Feminines, because I feel like there is a group of Divine Masculines who are choosing to go through the healing process, who are choosing to walk away from those karmic relationships that no longer serve them because they are tired of the pain, they are tired of the silence. And now that they have clarity about the people in their life, some of them don't have a choice because they cannot go back to being blind to the truth. But for some of you guys, some of your Divine Masculines will be stuck right where they are, never making a choice. All right, Divine Feminine, that's what I have for you guys. Until I see you guys again, bye.